Good morning and good afternoon, wherever you are this morning. Have you ever experienced hurt, the loss of something, the loss of someone, and you are desperate in need of closure? You find yourself stuck into a rut. You cannot move on from this adverse experience. And sometimes we see in society that someone might be murdered and there is an investigation. And with all the modern technology, with forensic evidence and DNA evidence, there is no justice. And the case goes cold. And for parents, for loved ones, for friends, it's difficult to move on. This grieving process is lingering. There is no healing. So we see in Deuteronomy 21, verse 1 to 9, where God was instructing Moses to tell the children of Israel how they are to deal with a cold case. So here God was instructing Moses to tell the children of Israel how they are to do their due diligence to ensure that justice is done, and that the elders and the judges, that they should measure the nearest town, the nearest city from where the crime has been committed. And that city had the responsibility to get a heifer, to get a cow. So they should take this young cow that has never been yoked before into a plot of field that never been farmed before. And this farm should have some running water there. And they should take the cow and break the neck of the cow. And that the elders, the judges, and the priests, they should get the water and wash their hands over the heifer. So in society, sometimes we often use the term, I wash my hands from him, I wash my hands from that situation. That is where it is taken from. So the elders and the judges, they should wash their hands over the heifer. So in Deuteronomy 21, verse 5, it says that the priests and the sons of Levi shall come near, for the Lord your God has chosen them to minister to them and to bless the name of the Lord. By their word, every controversy and every assault shall be settled, and the elders of that city nearest to the slain man shall wash their hands over the heifer, whose neck was broken in the valley. Then they shall say and answered, Our hands have not shed this blood, nor have our eyes seen it. In this way, they were providing atonement. They were making the wrong right. So this was an act of atonement, that they acknowledged the wrong that was done. They were acknowledging the death. They were acknowledging that something went wrong. So in verse 9, so you shall put away the guilt of an innocent blood from among you and do what is right in the sight of God. The need for closure is not just limited to murder, but the need for closure, it's a psychological thing where our minds have created a puzzle of the event, our brain creating a mental puzzle of the situation, creating a mental puzzle of the hurt. And we try to put the pieces together, and sometimes there's a missing piece. So the image or the event is not completed because there's a missing puzzle and we want to close it. And sometimes it's not easy to have closure. Sometimes when we depend on others to give us that closure, and that person or that thing is elusive, they have no desire to give you that puzzle over for you to have closure so you can move on. So the hurt lingers because there's a missing puzzle to it. Sometimes we need closure so we can release ourselves from the attachment, release ourselves from the entanglement. Here, God instructed the children of Israel to slay a heifer or a cow so that that community can move on, so that that family member can feel that justice has been done. And sometimes we go to the court system, sometimes we go through all counseling, go through all different things to get closure, and the closure is not coming. But today you can have closure in the word this morning. But today you can have closure in the word because God sees everything. God bless you today.